Here's my vlog for April 29th, 6:46 Tuesday. I didn't get any sleep last night. Fucking driving me crazy. But it was my fault. I got a like a monster coffee drink at like 7 o'clock last night when I went into the store to went into Home Depot to buy these like plumber's clamps for my trail mountain bike. I went on a ride the other day, and when I put I got this GT Sensor Elite bike complete with like cranks and shocks, full suspension 29-inch mountain bike for $75 over at Boulder Community Cycles, and then bought like the rest of the bits and pieces for it. And when I put the front derailleur on, I used a piece of plastic as the like washer for it, and it's kind of made it the front derailleur a little bit too like jiggly, too loose. And so I wanted to have like a metal washer so it could last longer, and so I went in there. That's why I went to the store and bought that. But I got the drink too, and I fixed the bike, but also there was another problem when I went on the ride the other day. Was the seat kept going down, and I clamped the quick release for the seat like as hard as I possibly could, and the seat still went down because I had a mark on the seat post, and so I decided to just pour a bunch of Loctite in the seat because I know the right height that I wanted it. So I just put it at the height I wanted it and was just pouring Loctite in it all night. But yeah, yesterday I kind of wasted the day because I got up and I was gonna like ride at the bike park, but I kind of couldn't help myself. I needed to write like these 20 reasons for why Atlantis is where it is. And yeah, that I had to like do research in the books. For some reason I never bothered to do that, and I could make a whole web page on my website about it now though, because it's on my notes. The cool thing about putting stuff on your notes is that it's like stored on the cloud. It's just text that gets stored on the cloud. Like if you build something on notes on your computer, it's automatically on your phone, and if you build it on your phone, it's automatically on your computer, and it gets on the cloud, so there's like no way it can get lost. There's like so much stuff that I have on notes, backed up on notes in case I lose it. Like I used ChatGTP last summer to condense every single history book, classic history book that's on my website, down to different sizes so that I could have different size menus. I have 6 different menus, 5 different menus, 6 different sizes of the Mahabharata. But the very first book that I tried to do that with, The Education of Cyrus by Xenophon, like it's corrupted somehow. I don't know what the hell is wrong with it, but because I had the ChatGTP build like the tables too, and so one day when I have time, I have to go in there, and every time I tried it like 2 or 3 times already. Every time I have to whittle it down. I have to build it from more and more scratch. So I don't know. And every time it basically crashes the Dreamweaver for no reason. So I'll have to get to the bottom of that one of these days, and hopefully Education of Cyrus is the only one that does that. So in theory, ChatGTP, using ChatGTP to build your website works, but yeah, so I've seen that another time where I can't tell anything in the HTML that it's wrong, but but it functions not right on the actual web page. Like if you copy something from Wikipedia and you put it onto your web page, just paste the text on a web page, it won't wrap around inside the table to the size that the table wants. It'll wrap around like, I guess, the width of like what it is like on Wikipedia for like no reason. You look at the code and it's just text. So I don't know how that happened. So anyways, yeah, I didn't sleep at all last night. I was just laying here, and then I even had asthma. I think it gave me asthma. So the other day, like a few days ago on Saturday, I went and got a couple of beers at the restaurant with my mom, and it made me sick. And so yesterday I had an energy drink. I don't know why the hell I did that, but it caused me to not sleep at all. So now I'm definitely done with the energy drinks. It was like $3.30 too. So I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I knew it was going to make me stay up all night. And now I've got this weird physical condition where I'm wide awake and I yawning constantly. So normally, like, today would be totally ruined because I didn't sleep. Like if I had slept REM like 5 minutes, if I'd have just gotten to sleep for 5 minutes, I could recharge. But if I get zero sleep, I mean, kind of screwed. But it's only 36 degrees and it's going to be freezing all day long until the afternoon where it's going to start raining. So I wouldn't be able to go to the bike park anyway. So yesterday what I did was that just spent all goddamn day. Like, right. Oh yeah, because after I wrote it, I pasted it on as a comment on, then I had to do it in 2 comments because they don't give you that much room, on all the posts that I was able to post on all the Facebook groups that I'm a member of, like every single Facebook group that has anything remotely to do with Atlantis, like archaeology, LiDAR, history, even mainstream history, alternative history, Egypt, Greece, all that stuff. And then on the ones that I didn't post it, I posted it. And you can post it in 1 comment. But it stopped letting me, so I went to my mom's house to help her like vacuum and stuff. And then I went to the bike park. I should have just ridden my electric bike there, but I rode around on the electric bike on this, just doing laps around this really tight course for a bunch of times just to get my balance right on it. But I got bored with that after a while, and I forgot to turn on the Strava, so I didn't get Stravad. So I came home, and I was going to run 10 miles, so I started running, and I was like, I didn't feel it in me. It was like really windy and drizzling and cold, and I didn't feel right. Like, like I knew I wasn't going to be able to run that fast because I was still kind of sore from the bike ride I did day before yesterday, and the weightlifting I did the day before that. Like, my pecs are still sore right now. My pecs are sore. My biceps are still sort of sore. Yeah, so in a day like this where my day is kind of ruined, it's Tuesday. I think at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to call the IRS to see if I can get a hold of this department, the like records department or something, just to confirm that they never sent me a letter. Because I called the IRS the other day, and I went onto my profile, and my profile itself proves that they never sent me a letter since 2022. They just sent me a letter like in December saying I had $450 or something. So I went and paid it. I was like, all right. And then I got the letter they sent it out on March 24th saying I had to pay by the 14th of April, $3,000, or else they were gonna kick in the high interest and then seize my bank account. And I didn't pay until the 23rd. So in those 9 days, the interest went up $25. It went from $287 to $3,011. And so they waited, and they didn't even tell me, and then double whammied me. So I had to, not only did I have to pay my taxes by then at that day, but then an extra 3,000 that they didn't even tell me about. So it was obviously on purpose, because they audited me because they said my 1065 wasn't in line with my K1. So I guess my accountant did the math wrong, because they weren't ready until December 11th to do. They didn't even do my taxes until December 11th. So I'm gonna, like, my brother manages that, so I need to get him to get my mom to get him to get another accountant. I live in Boulder, which is right next to Denver, so you'd think that somewhere in Denver they'd find a single accountant who knows how to do the accounting, because it seems like they're doing that on purpose. I had an extension until like October 20th, but then they weren't done until, and I didn't get another extension. I guess that's as far as the extension you could get. And then I paid $1,666 extra. The first lady I talked to said I paid $7,800 in total, but this dude said I paid $7,200. So they're giving me separate letters, but on info. But I printed up a 383 form to complain and try to get a refund, and they sent me to talk to another department. So I'm going to talk to the other department today. Of course, I'm going to record the entire conversation and put it on my Fuck You Internal Revenue Service YouTube channel. Yeah, just to make double sure that I didn't get any notifications, and then I can prove that they didn't tell me, which is illegal, because it's written right here. Oh, they're even helping me. ChatGTP is helping me write a letter to the IRS. I'm writing to dispute the $3,000 tax charge assigned to me for the 2022 year tax. I never received any notice, deficiency, CP, or demand payment for this prior. And so apparently it's illegal. It's illegal to not notify me. So what they did was totally illegal. They just, and not only did they audit me, but they could have just made up the whole thing about the discrepancy with the 1065 and the K1. So now I'm getting like shafted by everybody, dude. Like, but I mean, at least I have a job, so it's not that bad. I got a job for 2 months, and then supposedly the DVR is going to pay for my education for 2 more classes, so I can be a kindergarten teacher. And so I'm not, but like, yeah, I should have borrowed more money for my HELOC loan, because I'm running out of that fast. But and then I was like, oh, but the fucked up thing was, like, I was pasting like the thing on all these Facebook groups, my thing about Atlantis, like my 20 reasons, and then it didn't let me do it anymore because I like pasted too many. So that's when I went on the ride and I came back. And then I had insomnia last night, so I started pasting more. Like I guess the timeout that Facebook gave me wasn't 24 hours; it was just for a few hours. And so I started doing it again, and then I did every single last one, okay, that I could find. So everybody knows about Atlantis. And then if you ask ChatGTP, ChatGPT says they'll tell everybody where it is. But so I finished it up, and it was like 1:30, 2:30 in the morning when I was done like pasting it. And then I laid down, and then like 30 seconds later, I was like, oh shit, what I pasted, I never gave the exact location of the Temple of Poseidon. I mean, you can still, if you watch it, you still know where it is, because you can look at my images and stuff, and it's pasted there, and it's pasted on my YouTube channel and all that, but I forgot to paste it on the actual message. So I went and I edited that in case I pasted it again, but I was like, oh shit, because then people would have been able to just copy the location and then paste it onto Google Earth to not see for themselves that it's totally pixelated over and you can't see anything, and it's different than what I show, which you would think would interest people. But like I'm talking to a couple of people on this one mainstream site called Archaeology, and it's like I can't get a single, like, not only can I not get a single person to see this obvious circle there, and to have enough reading comprehension to know that Plato says that that's where it is exactly, with the 20 different reasons I gave, like that it's the island the exact same size. They like don't think that that's interesting, and that it's the exact location, and that it's all submerged just like Plato described. Like Plato's like, yeah, the wave came and it shaved off the top of the island so that the only parts of the islands, not just Atlantis, but the islands around it, are underwater, slightly underwater. It's like, well, there is exactly what he says, and people are like, don't care. And then there's this circle that's clearly there, people don't care. But then in the middle of the circle, there's a building. It's a crystal clear freaking square building that's the exact same size as what Plato said. And then these two pyramids next to it. And one of them is clearly a pyramid. Like, you can see the square and then the ridge going up. And it's only like 18 meters deep. Like, you could scuba dive there. But not a single person was like, oh, wow. A lot of people like comment. But the only people who comment are like trying to play devil's advocate and stuff. And it's like, and I ask over and over again, I'm like, well, doesn't any of that stuff? They're like, oh, intriguing. It's like, Jesus, dude. They just want to fucking annoy me instead. So, it's bizarre, dude. But I'm, so today, I think, so in a day like today, where I don't sleep at all, and I can't do anything, I don't want to fill out that 383 right now. I'm actually still sobering up from the weed, dude. I'm on day, what day am I on? Tomorrow it'll be 3 weeks, so I'm on day 20. So I'm looking at this like sobering up thing that I found on Instagram. I don't know how it found out, but damn, dude. They switched out the way that YouTube, or that the phone stores images, and I still haven't figured that out. But I did a screen capture just a little bit ago that has the whatchamacallit, this thing that I have. God damn it. I keep going farther back and it's not there. There's this, like, it has days, up to 41 days as you're like sobering up. I was never like addicted to weed. I used it for my website, but then for organization. And I'm scrolling back. Come on, here it is. Oh, I have 2 copies of it. So day 20, overcoming negative thought patterns. That's the theme for today. Yesterday was the role in serotonin and mood regulation. Tomorrow is the benefits of journaling. Oh, so maybe tomorrow I'll be able to write something. I called my mom, and there's 42, so I'm like halfway through. I called my mom yesterday and told her that I'm going to put what I wrote on my front page of my website, because my mom looked at my website last month or whatever when I was looking for work a couple months ago, and she didn't like anything that I wrote. She started screaming at me and told me that I needed to completely write something completely different. This is what she does all the time. So I just pasted what I wrote in, and then ChatGPT spit something out, and I read it to her, and she's like, yeah, that. So then I pasted that on my front page. So what's on my front page of my website is entirely written by ChatGPT. But then I decided yesterday I couldn't deal with that anymore, because I need to start writing foundations, educational foundations, to try to get a grant after I take my test, after I pass my test and my image matching test for England, 1500 to 2000. I have to get 100% on it, of the 150 images matched. 3 images per decade, 3 different categories: war, science, and culture. But and then I have to take the random number generator test for ancient history. So as soon as I take those 2 tests, yeah, and then I'm gonna write all these educational foundations, so that I can be the first person of the new education system, which is my website. But of course, I have to not just be the first person, but I also have to build it. Like, after I pass the England test, I have to do another country, and it could be anyone, like It could be like Italy from like 500 BC to 0, which would be a good one. Roman Republic. Or like West Europe, 1500 to 2000. And if I work like at night, like maybe 3 hours a day, like while I'm in bed at night trying to get to sleep or whatever, for like a week, I could probably build it. And then after I build it, it would take a few days, a couple of days worth of studying. And then you just do country after country. So, obviously that takes nothing but time. It takes time. So I need money, right? I need a grant. It's not like a money-making operation because people aren't. It's so different and new that people aren't just going to like pay me. I need to get a boost, and that's what those foundations are for. So, but I have to be like aggressive, and kind of like stand up for myself, as they say. Like if I write a educational foundation and they deny me, and then I write all the educational foundations and they all deny me, then I would just ask them again, and I could get a little bit like aggressive in that, like I could find out who they're giving money to, and then I could compare myself to the people they're giving money to and explain why I'm better than them. But in order to do all that kind of stuff, I would have to have my front page of my website written by me, and I have to feel confident in what I write is something that's right, and I can't have my mother literally screaming her head off at me that everything I write is insanity and that I need to replace it with ChatGPT. So every time I mention to her that I'm going to ask her for a write a foundation, she starts screaming at me and tells me not to do it, and I have to find a job instead, and that they'll never help me, and I have to do it with like a formula, but the formula will be wrong, so let her help me, but then she doesn't want to help me. So it's the same thing with like the front page of my website. So I've told her yesterday, like she's 83, so she's getting kind of tired, losing steam to fight me and scream at me and insult me all the time. So I told her yesterday, I'm like, look, bitch, I'm gonna put what I wrote before, because I didn't delete it. I just replaced the page so that in case I wanted to bring it back. So I think I'm gonna bring my original front page back because I like how I write better than how ChatGPT writes. And then I can get accustomed to just writing something and then leaving it and being happy with what I wrote. And then I could build on what I wrote instead of like this sandcastle thing where you spend all this time building something and then some asshole runs around, in my case my mom, and knocks down my sandcastle. And so that I have to like rebuild it again with the help of like ChatGPT this time to be fake. So she's not doing it on purpose. She's just confused, kind of retarded. Like she's the kind of person who I couldn't even take a photo of. Like when she dies, I'm not gonna have any record, any video of her, because she won't let me take a video of her because she thinks that I'll put it on YouTube, even though I told her that I wouldn't. She like doesn't believe me, even though I never did anything like that to cause her to not trust me. She's just crazy. So so she gave up. She's like, fine, if you want to put it. So I'm going to put that back, what I wrote before, because I had a lot of pertinent information on the front page. Like I said in the beginning, like you need to download all of the Adobe fonts and open my site on Firefox. My cell phone doesn't show all the different fonts, but if you look at my website on Firefox, dude, if you have Adobe Creative Cloud, then you can open my website on Firefox and you can download like all of the fonts off my website, and then all you have to do is drag that folder into like the font folder on somewhere on your programs page, which is easy as pie. There's a tutorial that I have, points to a YouTube tutorial on the page, and then boom, you go on Firefox, and like every single like text has its own like font on it, and it's really pretty. Yeah, so that's one thing, and I explained a whole bunch of other things, and I put the location of Atlantis, because she just hates all of it. She's like, don't put the location of Atlantis anywhere on the front page because they'll think you're crazy and then you'll never get hired. Well, like I wouldn't get hired anyway, dude. Like if somebody's gonna hire me or not hire me, I don't think they'll be pushed over by whether or not I have the location of Atlantis on my front page. And then or writing about, you better download like the fonts. She's like, don't put that. Who's going to do that? And I'm like, anybody with Adobe, you know, or who has access to a bunch of like fonts. But she insisted I get rid of that, and then she insisted I get rid of you know, just things over and over, to the point where I had to rewrite. She's like, you have to rewrite the whole thing, and then. But then she doesn't bother to read it. So she's just a sabotage goblin. My father was the same way. Luckily, he's dead. So I only have to deal with one brainwashed parent. But, yeah. So anyway, so today, what I'm going to do. Oh, so in a day like today where you don't get any sleep. Oh, man, in yesterday's video, I talked for like a half hour and I showed all the reasons for where Atlantis is, and I'm going to show where Atlantis is now. I was going to show what ChatGTP said about what IRS does. ChatGTP totally sides with me and thinks that IRS targeted me on purpose. So that's good, and my mother thinks they targeted me on purpose too. And I even told the motherfucker on on IRS that I think they did it on purpose, and he didn't have anything to say because like I had proof that they didn't notify me, you know. So yeah, that's how they get you, man. With the IRS, they just claim that you did your accounting wrong, and then they never tell you, and then they can charge you up the ass with the interest, and then they charge you. You have to pay on the same day that you're already paying taxes, and then if they can get you in a day where you can't pay, that's where they just snatch your stuff from you, throw you on the streets. Like, China's better than America, dude. Fuck America. We got this piece of shit Trump guy in charge. Who's less democratic than the president of China. Because you know his god kings are like Kim Jong Un and Putin and Xi and him. Anyway, so how do you go to get the your favorites? I think they like switched it. You click on collections and you go down. Where's collections? People, albums, documents, favorites. Here we are. Favorites. Oh, those are like favorite videos. So now there's two different spots to have favorites. Well, goddamn, dude. All I'm trying to do is find my favorites. I can never find my favorites. So you have Google Photos, and then you have Photos. Library. Well, where are the favorites? Like, what's the point of having favorites when you can't find your favorites? Here. Library years. Albums? Is it albums? Here we are. You hit albums. You go to photos, albums. Okay, so check this out. Like, this is so bomb-proof. If you don't get it, you're like part retarded, dude. Like, look. Do you see how that says the actual location? It's perfectly clear. It's written right there, the coordinates. Do you see how that's clearly a building? That's a pyramid. That's clearly a pyramid. You see how it's a square with a little thing coming up the side? That's clearly a pyramid. You only see the half of it. But from there to there is 90 meters, and from there to there, that line, is exactly 185 meters. It's like exactly the same size as what Plato said, dude. Huh. Right? Yeah, people are like, still not convinced. So I'll just film this every day. Look, that's a building. You see how that's a right angle? And that one too? That pyramid. And the other thing is, like, there's a bunch of other buildings that are way clearer than that, dude. Like, there's this one building that's not so far from there that's perfectly white. Like, that's what it looks like on Google Earth. And I think I got the location of it. I put a location of it. I put like a marker on it. I'll go have to download my Google Earth because I looked at it and I looked for it and I couldn't find it. But yeah, I'll click everything on YouTube, Google Earth, on my Google Earth file. Download it off my website because my website could get deleted. My house could get raided and deleted, you know, because if I harass, you know, the government too much. But it was this white square, and it was a perfect square. Yeah, and there were a few of those, and it's like, wow. And I put the location of them. So if you want to go out to Atlantis and look for this building, I've got a whole bunch of other locations of other buildings to look at too. That whole area is littered with, in fact, not just buildings and canals, but you can see sand dunes. The sand dunes are still under there, and lakes, next to lakes. You can see that there's sand dunes and lakes, and I marked them where they are. I know where the whole location is because I built it on Google Earth already, the whole island. I just didn't do the screen captures. I didn't get around to it for some reason. I just didn't think of it, and then these assholes thought to pixelate it before I thought to do the screen captures. Shit, I just did this to my nose. That means that my thumb for this video is going to be me doing this, even though I did it like once. So many of my videos are like that. Like, people watch my videos, haters, and then they pause it when I do that every day. But anyway, yeah, so you should do screen captures every day when I show that. It's so obvious that there's a circle. Not a single person has recognized a circle. Well, maybe I'll see if ChatGPT can, but see, that's clearly a circle. Anyways, so at 8 I might call the IRS. Because maybe if I call them, I've never called them right at 8, but maybe if I call them right at 8, I won't have to wait for 45 minutes to talk to them. But yeah, I think I'm going to lie down because usually I can get to sleep easier. Because if I could get sleep for like 5 minutes, then I could get up and I could live my day, you know. Because I'm not tired physically, but I need to reset. I need to reset my brain, or else I won't function right today. If I don't get any sleep. But if I don't get sleep, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just lay here in like 45 minutes or whatever. And then, so what I do in a situation like this, or what I will do today in a situation like this, is like I can start riding my bike indoors starting at 7, so I can already do it now. Sound curfew, city ordinance is 7 to 10. And I've got sticklers for roommates. I mean, neighbors, both above and below. But, yeah, I would just get on my indoor bike. And I would just, like my time trial bike, so that I can just lean in on the handlebars. And I'd just start riding, you know. I'd start riding my ass off on that thing. And studying my my history test. Until I get tired, and then maybe I can go to sleep after that. And I'll have a really big breakfast. My belly is starting to like rumble, so yeah, so last night also at night I was doing some stretching. But yeah, I guess I'm slowly getting back into shape. So we'll see how the riding goes, because that could wear me down enough. But today, I think at 2:30, I'm going to go into Longmont and get a new prescription for my eyes and glasses. I've noticed I'm like aging fast, dude. Like the way aging works, as like from experience. Is that like all of a sudden, dude, your body just shuts the fuck down. And I think that's what'll happen with my mom, you know. All of a sudden she'll just start to be really tired and look really old. She lost 50 pounds, and so now she looks older than before because she lost all the fat in her face. So her face is all saggy. But me, like, all of a sudden, like, my vision is going out. Like, I can't read anything closer than this. And it happened just in the last, like, month. So I can still read, but I have to put my eyes up far apart. So I might look into, in my new prescription, look into getting like reading glasses. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna get like 2 new frames, so that'll be fun. Have new styling, 2 new frames with my new prescription. Then I can wear those frames on my mountain bike ride, and I'll have like perfect vision, which will give me the ability to like ride really fast, because you can dodge everything that way. Yeah, I need to take that test, dude. I need to. And so what I do, the way I take it is I just turn on the when I think I'm ready to go. Yeah, I turn on the video camera and I record, you know, and if I get 100%, boom, I can put that online. The problem with that test is that a lot of it, you know, I have to get 100%. So I have to remember like the name, and sometimes it's hard to pinpoint the name of something, like the raid of Red Esquire, raid of Picardy, and then the like Bishop's Revolt, and just these random words. So I need to get into the habit of like doing the test, filming myself do the test all the time. It's a great way. It's a great way to spend time when you're in like a line or whatever. Like here it is. I was showing this to my mom. We went over to this like old person's musical the other night where they sang all these songs. They sang Hair. Moon is in the seventh house. Jupiter aligned with Mars. And like these people are all like my mom's age, like 83 in their 80s and 90s, and like they were the ones who were like the young hippies in the 60s. So I was watching that like those are like old hippies. But but yeah, while we were waiting for the whole thing to start, you know, I was showing her this. So you never have to, you never have downtime, and now this is like, this is the replacement for like video games, you know. Imagine kids get addicted to playing this, passing these tests instead of playing video games. So anyway, my belly's kind of starting to get rumbly, so I'm gonna lie down just a little bit, and if I don't get relaxed, I'm gonna get up and have like a bunch of these soups that I got the other day, pig out, and maybe oatmeal, yeah, and then jump on that bike and just ride, and maybe I'll just ride the bike and study that test until, if I don't pass out, you know, until like 2:30, and then my mom's gonna come pick me up and go here. Longmont, she has this electric car that she leased, so she gets 20,000 miles on it, but for 2 years, but she only put like 2,000 miles on it so far, so it's like free miles. But also because I'm using her Costco card, which is like is the discount. So, and I think she even said she'd pay for it. Anyways, that's my vlog for today. Man, I made this stupid mistake yesterday of not. It was this video camera that only had 2 gigs, and for some reason didn't have enough space, so I had to splice 2 together. So the second video was like a half hour long, 45 minutes long. And when I opened it up, when I connected the camera, I just deleted it. I didn't transfer it to my computer. Like I had like a brain fart or something. I have no idea, but that's like the first time that ever happened. So at least now I know that can happen. So whenever I like have to splice 2 videos together or put a video, I'm going to put the video on the computer before I upload it. I have to be remember that one time I deleted it before I uploaded it. Make sure to not do that, but whatever. There's a first for everything. Anyways, that's my video for today. Talk to you tomorrow.